In this video, I'll be talking you through aromatherapy and essential oils and their amazing powers to help you with your weight loss journey, any digestive issues that come up through any of the keto or intermittent fasting, and to help balance your hormones. Welcome to the Liz and Scats channel. Hello, I'm Liz and I am a clinical aromatherapist. That's the first time you've heard this on here. I'm also a reflexologist and I am also an Indian head massage master and a Thai foot massage master as well. I'm also a yoga and meditation teacher and I trained in India in the wonderful Rishikesh. I'm here to help you with an holistic approach to weight loss and your journey from the present right now all the way into your future. So if you'd like to hear more juicy little tidbits like this, then please do this.
Subscribe, and click on the bell.
If you keep watching to the end of this video, then there'll be lots of information about all the oils that you can buy, where to get them from. So just hang on till the end and we'll be telling you all sorts of new and wonderful things. So we've primarily been doing the keto and intermittent fasting lifestyle to help my lovely husband Scats, who has been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And at the beginning of this year, he was prescribed metformin medication and it made him very, very sick. So we decided to do something proactive and to try and lose some weight and get him to reverse his diabetic symptoms. Now I came along for the ride just to give him a bit of support, but also because my dress size was a couple of sizes too big and I didn't feel right and I was not feeling very well, not very healthy, always tired, and probably, to do with a lot of work, but also to do with the food I was ingesting. Weight loss hasn't been very easy for me. I wasn't anticipating, for example, hormones and stresses and changes in my physiological being. So this was why it was so difficult for me. Now I knew that stress, or more accurately cortisol, could trigger insulin release. And of course that in turn unbalances your hormones, which of course is really difficult, especially for us women because of our cycles. Or even if we've gone into menopause, an unbalance of your hormones can really, really affect the way that we lose weight. So what is stress? Now, I have actually been working in my clinic here for the last 7 years, and I see so many people time and time again coming in and they've got, oh, my neck hurts, I've got digestive issues, I've got headaches, something is going wrong, backache, tired, insomnia, all these kind of things. They're all symptoms of stress. And the thing is that people don't realize that they actually are under stress until they have a physical symptom. When we actually talk about stress, we normally think about, like, for example, a car accident or some sort of trauma, maybe death of a loved one, something dreadful like that, which of course it is stress as well. What most people don't understand is that stress actually builds up over a period of time as well from the little things in life. So for example, the kids are driving you crazy, some crazy person in their car cuts you up or doesn't indicate or something. All these things are little stresses throughout your day that can add up and multiply, and it's an accumulative effect. So if you're doing the same job, the same drive, the same journey, you've got the same kids, everything happening over and over again can really affect your stress levels. So as I said before, it can start with niggling headaches, some IBS, constipation, heartburn, indigestion, neck pain, shoulder pain, even lower back pain, can all have links to stress. Now, the main problem about all of these symptoms is that by the time it gets to that point, it's going to take a while for us to kind of unravel all of the stress and relieve those symptoms and get down to the core of the matter, which is the cortisol being released from all the stress. Thankfully, that's why I'm here, to save you a load of money from flying over to Ireland to see me and have a consultation. So here we go. Aromatherapy is a fabulous tool, and today I'm going to show you just one little trick on how to use essential oils in an oil burner And believe it or not, on a saucer, on top of a radiator, or even just a bowl in front of you with some warm water in, letting all of those beautiful vapors enter your room. Wonderful thing about essential oils is that they cross the blood-brain barrier. And when we inhale the molecules into our nose, the molecules travel up and right to the back where there is an olfactory receptor. Olfactory is the system that we describe how we smell. From here, the aromas actually go into the olfactory bulb in the brain. Now this little beauty is wrapped up together with all of the other neurons that control your memory and also control your emotions. This is why smells evoke memory more than any other of our five senses. It's like you'll smell freshly mown grass and you'll be transported back to your dad mowing the lawn. Or maybe it's your granny's cooking, something like that. Maybe it's a barbecue, steak on the barbecue is the symbol of summer for you. So this is why essential oils are so important in our holistic approach to weight loss, because we can reduce stress and then not have so much cortisol floating around in our body, which releases insulin, which, as we all know, insulin is the fat storing hormone. And most of obesity these days is caused by something called insulin resistance. Now, insulin resistance is where we've pumped out too much insulin because we've ingested too many carbohydrates. And when we ingest too much of them, the insulin has to come out and fight to get rid of all of that glucose in your blood. And eventually, after some time has passed of us eating way too many carbohydrates, we end up in insulin resistance. And unfortunately, this can lead to all sorts of illnesses like type 2 diabetes. It's also now linked in to what they're calling type 3 diabetes, which is Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. And also it's linked to Parkinson's disease. So obviously it's the last thing we need when we're insulin resistant to be stressed out, because that's just one more thing on top of all of that wonderful work that you've done to lose weight, is now we've got to do the stress too. So let's get to it with some essential oils. First essential oil I want to talk about is lavender. Now, lavender is probably the most well-known of all the essential oils. Absolutely beautiful smell. It'll probably bring back some memories. I'm reminded of my grandma when I smell lavender. So lavender has long been used way back to the Egyptian times and beyond that, for relaxation and for beauty therapy as well. Now, lavender, the one that you need to use is called Lavandula angustifolia. The names will be in the description too. The next oil is geranium. Now this is called Pelargonium graveolens in Latin. That's the one that you need to pick when you're buying your essential oils. Amazing essential oil. This also has calming effects on the body, but also balances all the hormones within the body. So not just cortisol and adrenaline. It's all the way from the top of your body to the bottom of your body. All of the glands are balanced by geranium. That's why it's so important to have this one in your little toolbox, in your little oil box at home. The next oil is patchouli. I actually wash my bed linen in this essential oil because it's just so calming and relaxing, helps you to go to sleep. So I just add 3 or 4 drops of patchouli into where you would normally put the fabric softener, and it just smells beautiful when it comes out and just helps me to get to sleep every night. So those are the calming and some of the hormonal balancing. So all 3 of those will do all 3 of those actions. Anti-anxiety, de-stressing, but also wonderful for balancing the hormones. All 3 of those will be superb for you. Because of their calm and gentle nature, I would suspect that there won't be any issues with you whatsoever, but please do check beforehand with the supplier just to make sure that these oils will be right for you. If you are in any doubt whatsoever, you can ask me some questions in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer anything you want, or you can email me at the email address on our channel as well. The next 3 that I want to be talking about are ones that can help if you have any digestive issues with keto or intermittent fasting, or in life in general. The first is ginger. Zingiber officinalis. What a fabulous name that is. Comes from the root that you would find normally in sort of Far Eastern cooking, and it is actually distilled from that. Now, ginger is well known for its digestive properties, But when you use it in an essential oil, just having it floating around in your room, it really does help to just relieve any kind of issues that you might be having. But also ginger, like patchouli, they both have these wonderful calming natures. The next oil is cardamom, another kind of eastern spice. Absolutely beautiful. This is distilled from the seeds, normally found in Indian cooking, but cardamom again has wonderful digestive powers, and so if this is just floating around in the room, it's going to be really nice. Also has a lot of analgesic effects as well, so if you've got a headache, any pain whatsoever, this will actually help to relieve that. The next is peppermint. Wonderful peppermint. If you're feeling sluggish or down, then this is the oil for you because it's bright and shiny, and I always want to lift up my arms when I'm talking about peppermint. I always think of greens and blues, all the lovely colours coming into play. Peppermint is fabulous again for the digestive system, can help with nausea, indigestion, all these things. So if it's just floating around in your atmosphere, once again, it's going to do you the power of good. Also, peppermint is actually uplifting, so it's best not to use it just before you're about to go to bed at night. The best time for peppermint, first thing in the morning or around about lunchtime. Wonderful for the digestion. The next three I'm going to talk about, I've decided to include these ones because they are luxury personified. Now, these three oils are three of the most expensive essential oils that you could possibly buy. But there are other alternatives. You can actually buy them already diluted, so you don't have to buy the concentrated versions. And this makes it a little bit more cost effective. So do look out for those. Normally, these three oils will be diluted by about 5 to 10%, depending on the supplier. And you can get all the benefits without paying too much money. The first, neroli. One of my favorites, and it is an antidepressant and the go-to anti-stress essential oil. It is astonishing the results that I've had with this oil. People have gone away and said that they've slept right through the night for the first time in months after they've been to see me for a treatment or a massage. This is the one I would choose if you're going to have any of these bottom three, because this is the ultimate in de-stress. The next, another one of my favorites, rose essential oil, Rose Otto. Absolutely stunning smell, and it really does smell exactly like the flower. It's very, very good. It's almost as effective as lavender, except unfortunately it's very, very expensive. The last of these three bonus oils is the beautiful jasmine. Now, I've never lived anywhere where I could grow jasmine outside. I've always had to try and grow them inside and failed miserably, unfortunately. But for the short whilst they're blooming, oh my goodness, it's what an amazing aroma. Jasmine is called the king of essential oils, and it's easy to see why. It's either that you'll absolutely love it or that you'll find it a little bit too cloying. But the wonderful thing about jasmine is, again, it's a real calmer. It's wonderful for de-stressing, but it's also incredible for things like your sex life. It is actually an aphrodisiac. So if that's lacking in your life, go and buy some jasmine and spice up your evenings. So now let's talk about using your essential oils, and my favorite method to use them is in an oil burner like this one. This is a ceramic oil burner which I got, which has actually got a loose tray on the top, so that makes it a lot easier to use. In here I have a tea light. I don't know if you can see that just in there. And so you light the tea light and then you fill the water up to about there on your bowl, just so that it's really nice and full. A good deep oil burner is very, very good, because if it's quite shallow, you've got to keep topping it up and topping it up so that it doesn't start burning in the bottom. So once you've got the water in the top, then you can add your essential oil. Now, this is just one that I've grabbed off the shelf. It's the quickest and easiest one I could find, and it happens to be petitgrain. Now what you do is you just add 6 drops of oil, no more and no less. 6 drops. That's all you need. And you can either use just one essential oil, or you can add 2 drops of one and 2 drops of another and 2 drops of another if you wanted to. So for example, a good combination would be lavender and patchouli. They work really well together. So I'd do 3 drops of lavender and 3 drops of patchouli. If you really wanted to go a little bit further with this, you could maybe use one of the citrus oils, so that you could do 2 patchouli, 2 lavender and 2 little citrus oils as well. Just see how the mood takes you. So now for the second part. If you haven't got one of these lovely little oil burners, you can actually buy them quite cheaply on Amazon. But if you haven't got one of those, you can just get a saucer or quite a low dish plate. Then you can actually fill that up with water and then do the same thing. Add 5 or 6 drops of essential oil to the water bath and then place it on top of your radiator. Of course, this time of year in the northern hemisphere, we're starting to get a bit cooler in the evenings, and so you might have your radiators on. The next option is to use a bowl, like for example a mixing bowl, and then you can add sort of 3 or 4 inches, that's around about 10 centimeters of water. Make sure that it's just below boiling point, so not boiling, just below boiling point, and then put your oils into there and place the bowl in the middle of the table where you're sitting, next to you at the desk in your office, or in the middle of your dining room table like ours here. I do that quite a lot as well. Now, here comes the bonus. It's the bonus time. So with the bonus, I wanted to give you some extra essential oils to use for anti-stress. One of the top ones that I wanted to tell you about is bergamot. Now, any of the citrus oils like orange, lemon, lime will be very, very helpful for you, but bergamot is particularly good. Make sure that you only use a couple of drops though, because it is quite powerful. So a couple of drops of bergamot in with your lavender in your lovely oil burner would be perfect. The next one that I wanted to talk to you about is grapefruit. Again, another citrus, perfect. But grapefruit is different from its other citrus family in that it actually has more antidepressant qualities in it. So if you're feeling a little bit down, grapefruit is the chap for you. Make sure that you use only about 3 or 4 drops of grapefruit, coupled maybe with some lavender. Beautiful smell in your room, and you'll be feeling a lot better really soon. Last but not least, the beautiful cinnamon. Now this one is especially for those people who are feeling a little bit groggy because of their keto and they're switching, fat adapting, all that kind of thing. It can mean that you might have some digestive issues, and so I wanted to bring this one into play as well. Another wonderful thing about cinnamon is that it is a superb antiviral. So this one is for everybody who wants to try and keep viruses from out of the air, because it does kill airborne viruses. Absolutely incredible oil. Now, cinnamon is a very, very potent essential oil. So please, in your lovely oil burners, only 2 little drops, please. Only 2, okay? So thank you for watching, and in conclusion, I just wanted to say that using these little things to help you along really going to help you in your keto and intermittent fasting lifestyle, to quash your hunger, or whether it be to just keep you calm so that we keep the insulin levels at their lowest. So if you've enjoyed what you've been watching today, then please give me a like. And please subscribe to our channel, because we'd love to be able to show you more of what we know. And then also click on the little bell, ting, so that you can get notifications from whenever we produce a new video, just so that you don't miss out and you're the first one to know. There are some links below, and they are affiliate links, which means that there's things that we actually use in our everyday lives, the computers, the phones, the microphones, our walking boots, and all those other wonderful things. So just click on the links below, and if you buy something, then we get a little bit of commission, but please note that this does not affect the price that you pay at all. Lastly, please comment and let us know about your own journey into weight loss. We have now lost an incredible 103 pounds between us. I've lost 37.5 pounds or something. Scats has just lost so many, I've lost count. and we're hoping that in the next week or so we will get his blood test results, making sure that he has reversed his type 2 diabetes. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to hearing from all of you.